Late night show with Andrew Dick. Welcome back from the break, and it's time for our interview segment. And today's interview segment, we are talking about something completely out of the box, something that is important for every single body. And we have Miss Jackie Anderson Bennett. I say it correctly.
Yes,
Yes,
correct.
and she is a financial advisor and a sales consultant for Nagico NV. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, now I wanted to talk to something. You don't mind if I keep this, right?
No, you can
Okay.
keep it.
Yes. Now I don't mind. A lot of people always talk about insurance. Man, it's a ripoff. Insure what? Insurance. You pay. Sometimes nothing happens to you. I mean, hey, then the company just makes money on top of you. And there's so much type of insurance out there. I one of those skeptics. I can tell you that. So I hopefully after this interview you can convince me to get insurance. But my thing is, I want to know. Let's start off with life insurance. How important is life insurance?
Well, very important. Well, going ahead with what you just said, of course, human nature is that nothing going to happen to us.
Of course.
That's human nature. But things do happen, and if you have dependents who depend on you financially, you need life insurance. Because something happens to you, who's going to look after your loved ones, your children, education, homes, mortgages? Also, life insurance, if you live long, you couldn't cash in. So it's two ways, protection and savings at the same time. And it also is peace of mind.
Wait. So if you pass that certain amount of time, you get back some.
Yes, well, depending on the product. Depending on the product. You have some
Wow.
products like term insurance, it's just protection only, so it gives you peace of mind. That could be to cover a mortgage. But if you also want a protection and savings at the same time, meaning that when you 65 years old, 70, you could cash in. So in other ways, if nothing happens to you, you get your fund value plus the interest. If something happens to you, God forbid, it will go to your beneficiaries. It also helps you to pass cash to the next generation.
Hmm.
And this is about financial planning. We need to plan, and the younger, the better.
The younger the better. Okay, so you would advise young ones to start to get life insurance?
Yes, they have a thinking about singles. Why singles do need life insurance? Because you will think more than married with children, spouses. But singles also need life insurance because if something happens to you, um, what do you have expense? First expense is funeral expenses. Who gonna pay your funeral expenses?
You're gonna be single alone with
You're
the.
gonna, and not only that, you're single, you're healthy, the premiums are extremely low. So why don't you start saving and protection at the same time?
And by young you mean what age?
Um, you could start as young as 18 years old to start.
Hmm.
As you start working, at least 10% of your income should go into protection and savings. And you never know, something could develop later on, a problem, health problem, kidney, heart, anything. And then you will never get life insurance.
Because of
Yeah,
the
because
sickness.
the risk ratio.
Wow. Okay, well, tell us a little bit about Nagico's life insurance. I know recently they started to really promote life insurance on the island. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yes, but Nagico has started with Nagico Life 3 years ago. The last 2 years, we have gone with a campaign to help people in San Martin and other regions. We have over 13 islands that we are into life insurance, and we really want to protect our population because the financial planning, is not too much. And also for mortgages, if you want to take a mortgage, you're going to need life insurance to cover the mortgage. Banks won't lend you money if you don't have a life insurance in place. So that's number one. So it helps you to save, to protect yourself, and peace of mind. A young family, 2, 3 children. If the breadwinner
Yeah.
passes away, what's going to happen to the spouse and to the children?
Wow. Now, have there been cases that people just don't really find it as important as living every day?
Yes, yes, yes. It's a little different here because people have their priorities. But if you really understand the importance of life insurance, that's the first thing that you should do. As I told you, human nature is not going to happen to us. Just look and open the papers. Young,
Old, yes,
old,
yes.
an accident,
Yeah.
we never have to plan. I must say that I have a terrible family history. My twin sister died at age 27. My both parents at age 60. So I had lived it, so I know the importance of planning because besides the emotional stress you go through when somebody passes away is a financial stress because those bills come in, it's funeral expenses. So you have life goes on, so why not prepare for
Prepare
it?
for it. Now, some of the expenses that's related to sudden death or accident and so on. Give us a little, but maybe like some insight as to that, because I know people thinking, man, she's just trying to sell. She's just trying to sell for you to come in and get life insurance. But people really need to understand the importance of it. So, what are some of the costs? Give me some figures. What it would cost? Let's say, for example, somebody just dropped down and dead.
Okay, well, you're talking about what are the last expenses, the funeral expenses, or
Yeah.
what on a well, I will talk about what it
Overall,
costs. Yeah.
from the beginning to the end.
Listen, nowadays, funeral expenses is running to 8, 9, sometimes $10,000. So that's first thing. So I would say even if you are single, you have no financial dependence, or you should have number one, your money covered to pay for your last expense. Why leave worries? Um, and when you're young, I could sell a policy that will cost you less than $1 a day. When somebody is 20, 25 years old, you could get insurance for 20, 25, $30 a month. It's that easy. Of course, you have to be in good health and be able to pay the premium.
Hmm.
Because this is something you don't take out for next month, you don't want to pay it, or 6 months back. This is for your life. So you have to treat it as another bill. Treat it as a GB bill. You pay your insurances, you pay your rent, you pay your GB bill. This is what you have to deal with. And as time passes, you will be happy to have it because as the older you get, the more expensive it gets. And sometimes you cannot even get it. And most of the times, people want insurance because they do have a problem.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it's too late.
It's
We,
too
we
late.
can't we can't insure somebody who has a heart condition.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, so then if somebody, for example, comes to the office and says, okay, I want life insurance, and they're between the age of 35 to 40, and what do they need to bring, and what's the procedure?
Well, first thing I will do is a little interview to want to know, to assess the needs. You're married, you're single, what is your monthly income, what are your expenses, to see what is his financial um, ways, how much is his income, how much is he spending. And usually people spend more than what they're making. So you have to help them to assess all those needs, depending how much they make and how much they really need. Because remember, if you are 25 and you want $1 million life insurance, what is the need of $1 million life insurance? You probably only need 100,000, 200,000. So we have to assess all of that. Of course, I would recommend, we have different plans. We have protection only, so this protection, if something happens to you, we will pay your beneficiary. But after the end of the term, could be 20 years, 30 years, or to age 65, this policy finishes, expires. No money back. And then we have the whole of life, or a 20-year whole of life, which is very popular, where have protection and you save at the same time. So after 20, 30 years, you could cash it in. You could also access the fund value as a loan. Of course, depending on your age, you'll have to do medicals that we pay for. You have to be in good health. Sometimes if you have a little problem, we might rate you. You still could get insurance. And
So what are the main things that that you guys look for somebody to actually, well, for them not to be a candidate for life insurance? What
well, you have to qualify for. First, you have to be in good health.
good health?
Good health, we send you to the doctor depending on how much you are applying for. You might need a full medical, all kind of tests, x-rays, electrocardiogram, and we go from there. Once all the tests come fine, then we'll advise you what type of plan, what the premium. We have to make sure that you could pay the premium, of course. And then once payment is made, you will get your policy right away. You could choose to pay it monthly, quarterly, semi-annual, annual. Of course, annual is the best way because it's a little better in price, but and then you don't have to worry about paying it every month.
Every
But
month,
of
yeah.
course, the most popular way is the monthly.
Okay. So okay, that's life. Another popular one, recently popular, is also the health, right?
Health plans, yes.
The health plans. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, we also sell individual and group plans for companies. A health plan is just, you depending if you want our gold card or our silver card, we will give you'll be protected. You go to the doctor, we give you an Argico card, any prescriptions, everything is covered for. Also, if you need to have any tests done overseas on the operation, once the doctor here advises it, we will also make arrangements towards that. If you're traveling, any emergency, you have an accident, any problem, you just call numbers provided in the card, and will look after you.
Okay, and that's
That's a health plan.
the health plan.
Yes.
Which one is the most popular one? The gold one or
The gold, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
Because everything is covered.
Everything. And the silver is what?
The silver, the dependent, sometimes you have to pay for your medical and then we will reimburse you. It's less coverage, of
It's
course.
less coverage.
Yes. We also have that, it goes nowadays, especially the education savings plan.
Ah, okay. Tell us.
We have education savings plan, and it's very flexible because the parent, the guardian, the godparent, could choose how much they want to pay every month for this child for education. The plan matures at age 19.
Mm-hmm.
You could start as low as $25, $30 a month. Of course, the earlier you start, the better because then the child will have a bigger fund. At age 19, you'll have a fund value, and that will go towards the child's education.
Wow. Okay, so they can just come in and start to make payments and so on.
Yes, they could start, and also the good part of it that we have a parent waiver. Say if the parent who is the owner of the policy passes away, we will continue to pay the premium until the child
Is of age.
reaches age 19. Early withdrawal is also possible. Sometimes at 17, 18, the child has graduated, is ready to go to college now, so then you could also access it.
Now they have a strange plan also that is not as popular as before, but it's still there. I never really bother with it, and that's the car insurance. I'm just joking. But
Nothing is strange and magical.
no, the car insurance.
Yeah.
How's that going?
That's great, great, great. We are the most popular life insurance in San Martin. We've been voted this for the last 5 years in a row by a survey done by the Herald. Yes, and of course, if you have car insurance with us, life insurance with us, of course, your premiums drop because it's one shop. You
Yeah.
have everything in one stop.
Now, before we wrap up, I wanted to know if you can give our viewers some advice on seeing that you're also a financial
Advisor.
advisor. How can they, with these economic times, how can they actually plan to actually make way or make space in their budget for important necessities like these?
As I said, the important thing is take step number one, determine how much can you put aside. 5, 10% of your income, or maybe just a round figure, $50 or $100. And with that, we could work what is the best plan for you. Sometimes what you need is a big protection, and then just protection, no savings. Or sometimes you want a combination because you're looking at towards your retirement needs. But it's important to remember that peace of mind, that is priceless. Also, just think about what will happen to your children, to your spouse, to your partner if something happens to you. So we have to plan, and it's worldwide. I'm a member of a $1 million roundtable, and everywhere in the world, the basics is the same: protection, protect your loved ones.
All right. Thank you so much for coming, Ms. Bennett.
Okay, my pleasure.
All right. Late night show with Andrew Dick, and get your life insurance. Get